just see them, but there's one Adam pop back there, and they're coming along with us for the first month of our trip. Isn't Adam Reg?
It's very cold in Ballarat.
It's freezing.
Freezing.
6 degrees and we're on our way.
Yep.
It's freezing.
Yeah.
First bit of damage on the trip. Okay, front awning, gone.
Road window.
Been driving 10 minutes.
Oh, nearly 2 hours, but it did just bust off the van, didn't it?
So there's one thing I'm not going to miss about bloody Victoria, is the shit roads.
So we've crossed the South Australian border and we're just in border town now, going to a bakery for lunch. Where are we now?
Lower lights.
Very good. So we finally made it to Port Augusta at 6:30.
Yep, we did 12 hours today. We're going to stop at lower light, but then we thought, might as well keep going. So here we are now.
Yeah. Nan's in here doing the dishes.
Go away, people.
So this is the Port Augusta caravan park that we pulled into last night, but we couldn't see anything. We're just packing up because we're moving on straight away today. So yeah, it's got a little bit of grass, which is good.
Right, so this morning we've left Port Augusta at a late start, but we're making our way to Coober Pedy.
And we've officially hit the outback, which is pretty cool. So we've just stopped at this little roadhouse for lunch. It's got a cool little meal. It's going to tell us all about the Stewart Highway, which will take us all the way to Darwin, which is pretty cool. And there's some more signs over here talking about the town we're in and a warning for remote areas ahead.
Today's drive was Port Augusta to Coober Pedy. The start of it was pretty hilly, they slowed you down a little bit, but now it's pretty well flat. There's obviously little gradients, but it's pretty close to flat. So we're about half an hour out of Coober Pedy. We're starting to see all the opal mines. I don't know if you can see it over in the distance, just over there. But there's another one over there.
So we've made it to Coober Pedy and we are staying in the Oasis Caravan Park just outside of town. It's $50 a night for a powered site and it's pretty good. I'll show you. There's our two sites here. Here's us on this side. You get a nice little shade cloth. Pretty alright sized sites, and then the toilets are right there, which is great, with the entrance just up there. And today we're going to do a underground mine tour. So Jared's just having a look at the little map they gave us in reception.
Yeah, there's a fair few to choose from, so we'll just try and figure out which one's the best one.
Yeah, and Reg is on the other book having a look.
We'll do the old timers mine, that'd suit me.
Yeah.
I'm an old timer.
So we've just got to Faye's underground house and it's open from 8 to 5, just out of the main street. So we're just walking around, having a look. That's pretty cool, an old mine shaft.
They like to drink.
Okay.
I like the way how she's brought this bit of furniture and they've just chipped away at the wall so it fits in there nice and snug.
So we've just went into an opal shop because we don't know too much about opals, but we went and seen George in Miners Direct Opal. He's very informative person. Was very happy to help anyone.
We just stopped for coffee at the Underground Cafe. So here you can see some old records of William Hutchison. He was the first person to find opal in Australia in 1915 at just 14 years of age. He was also a drover for Sydney.
Alright, so we've moved out to Tom's mine just to have a look at some more stuff. It's got some pretty cool stuff out here with all the old machinery they used to use and a few of the old mines. See, they don't really care about oil leaks, they just let them leak and leak and leak. The amount of effort that would have went into these old machines back in the days is incredible. There's also a thing I've noticed about all these old trucks. They use old hardwood to pack out the trays or whatever you want to call them. So we're going into the mine to have a tour. It's $15 a person. So we're going in the Tom's open mine tour and you have to wear a hard hat.
So we're going to show Nan and Reg with the hard hat on. Wave to the camera. Wave. Nan, it's good. I got the little one. In this video you can see a bit of potch, which is what they usually find before they find coloured opal.
Anywhere, and if we look in the roof up here, we can see some shells in the roof here. So we've got one full shell that's been cut in half by this tunnel. We've got skin shells that have been cut. Now when we say skin shells, it's just the shell skin. In the middle is sand. See how there's sand in the middle, and that big one is all localised. That one's a cable clipper, right? Yeah.
So we've just got out of Tom's working opal mine. It was a very informative tour. Well worth your money, and you get a scone and a coffee or any drink if you like when you're done.
Yeah, his name was Paul, and he'd been opal mining since I think the 80s. He moved out here. He was meant to be here for 4 days and then he never went home.
So we're going out to the breakaways at the moment. Apparently it's a really good lookout, but it's amazing how you're back in Coober Pedy and there's hills everywhere, then straight away it's just nice and flat.
breakaways lookout, and it is amazing how different the colours are from real white to real deep red. It's really cool.
The open mining is not just in Coober Pedy. We've been going for about 20 k's now and they're still popping up out of nowhere. Like there'll be nothing for 10 k's and then all of a sudden there's massive ones popping up out of nowhere.
And the little test mounds that you see.
And all along the way there's just every couple hundred metres there's just been little test holes by the look of it. Only little piles of dirt, so they're only test holes. Just amazing how they can find it all.
We just stopped at the Marla Roadhouse. You can kind of see it over in the distance there. It's the last stop in South Australia before we get to the Northern Territory border. Well, we've officially crossed into the Northern Territory border. You can see the sign just over there. Which state are you in then?
Australia, Northern Territory.
Under before you turn off the go.
Just crossed the border, as you've seen. Now in Northern Territory they've got a 130k/h speed limit, so we're going to see what we can do.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual, but We just got to Ayers Rock campground. It's very nice, isn't it, Nan?
That is lovely.
Do you remember how much it was a night? I think it was
No, I can't remember.
$55 or $65 a
Something
night.
like that, 65
Yeah.
a night.
We're on unpowered.
Powered.
Yeah. So it's a pretty good sized site on a bit of gravel. Sites back in there. Some pretty big vans on there, you can see. And then got the main little front area with the basketball court back there and the pool just right there. And reception.
Right, for tonight we're going to some sunset lookout that's really good. You can see Uluru and the sunset all in one apparently. So it
Just over.
should be good, it's only just there. So we just went through the gates at Uluru. It was $38 a person for a 3-day pass because they don't allow a 1-day pass. So it's pretty steep, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, so you get your little QR code so you can just scan in next time. And then they also give you like a little information guide, and it tells you about the tour guides that they got running, and they're free, which is pretty cool. What do you think, Nan?
Very impressive. It's very
Huge, isn't it?
For some reason, I thought it would be smooth.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Reg?
Very impressive, Caitlin, isn't it?
It is.
Magnificent part of the country.
Yep.
So red.
And I can't believe how big it is. It's insane.
Useful information.
Yep.
It's not the world's biggest monolith. It's
Yep.
the second biggest monolith. The biggest one is in Western Australia. I think it's Mount Augustine
Yep.
in Western Australia.
So we've just been to Uluru. It's very impressive rock. It's something you have to see. Just nothing compares to it. But we didn't film too much there because it was very busy. We weren't sure what we were and weren't allowed to film because there's a lot of no filming zones.
Yeah, there's a few sacred spots. And we figured out that it was 2.5 k's.
Yeah, about 280 metres above.
Yeah. So it was so impressive. You couldn't even see it when you looked out your window as you were driving up to it. That's how big it was.
So we're going for a walk in a national park. It is in the same national park that Uluru's in, but there's another rock formation out here called that, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to mispronounce it. You can read it and you can make your own take on it. But it's about 2.6k return with about a 1 hour journey, they reckon. But it should be good in the gorge. It's called Wabble Gorge Walk.
Yeah, and it's about 20 minutes from Uluru.
So I will say, if you have got bad ankles, probably not the best for you to do this walk because they'll probably come out worse. Because the whole thing is just rocks the whole way.
You'll be right if you take it slow.
So the one thing I have noticed between Uluru and these sort of rocks is the actual rock is different. Like there's heaps of little ones that are made up into one, not just one solid rock. It's all like held together by some sort of mud, or I'm sure some rock scientists would be able to put a name to it, but there's heaps of little different rocks in the one. Like it puts it in perspective. There's Caitlin and there's a rock. Like it's huge. Like you probably can't even see, but there's people over there. Might be able to see the little dot, but it just puts it in perspective. The thing is huge. I reckon this place is better than Uluru, that's my opinion. Caitlin still reckons Uluru's better, but...
I think they're both really impressive. This is a lot quieter, not as many people.
Yeah, but I reckon there's a lot more to see in this one over a short period of time.
Yeah, definitely the walk, there's a lot more to see, I reckon. But Uluru's got like the really nice shapes of the rock and stuff.
So I thought I'd give you more of an example of what I meant by the different rocks compared to Uluru. It's like here, you can see on the outline there, they're all sort of fused together with some sort of mud or just some sort of action compared to Uluru, because Uluru is just one big solid rock. It all looks the same, but like you can see there, it's heaps of different rocks just fused together.
Kings Canyon. I think it's about 3 hours, is it, Joe?
Yeah, about 3 hours, 10 minutes. But it's nice. So we're leaving Uluru today to go to Kings Canyon. It is about a 3-hour drive, and on your way out you follow the same road you come in obviously, but after about 130 k's you turn left to go to Kings Canyon.
We're just stopped at the turn off towards Kings Canyon. We're going to go have a look at some of the stickers on the sign that points you off to Uluru and the Stewart Highway.
So I've just turned off to Kings Canyon. I turned off from the Stewart Highway. There's already an instant difference in the sort of scenery. A lot more trees and just grass.
Yeah, right up on the road too. So we've just got to Kings Canyon Discovery Park. It was $62 a night for an unpowered site, but the sites are huge. They are so big. We've got our camper fully open. There's the nice little view we've got out the back there. There's our reg. And then we've got the canyon just right there. And we even fit our car on it. We're on site 324. But I reckon the best sites would probably be up the back there from like 654 to 645, if you can see that, which is, I reckon those ones just there. They have a really good view of the canyon over the back.
So today we're doing the Kings Canyon rim walk. It's about 6k and it should take us about 4 hours. Top of the canyon now. Wasn't too bad of a walk up top. Most of it was staircase the whole way, so it's not terrible, but
Once you get over the staircase though, it's pretty easy.
it's not too hard to get up. It just takes a bit of time. We're in the Garden of Eden now. There's a wide variety of plants in here, but you got to go down a staircase that comes up from up there, but it's worth it. been down to the Garden of Eden. Another 600 metres, but it's worth the 600 metres by far. So I think we're nearly at the end. You can see the car park over there.
We've just finished the walk. It took us 2.5 hours instead of 4. We did see some tours up there, so we thought maybe that's where the 4 estimation come from. But yeah, it was a really good walk and we definitely recommend it. So now we're at Kathleen Springs with Nan and Reg, and it's about an hour and a half walk. You ready, Nan?
No, Nan's not going.
Yes.
She's only going to the top of the hill of this one. She's not going.
So cattle were introduced to this area in 1896, and in 1962 they built these cattle yards as a way to trap the cattle in this narrow gorge, and sometime in the 1960s they built a track that ran from Kings Canyon to Alice Springs, so they were able to transport the cattle to and from. So this would have been like a natural watering area for the stockmen and cattle to stop. So water was then pumped from Kathleen Springs by windmill into this tank here, so then they would have water available for stock. So Reg and I are about to go on a helicopter tour over Kings Canyon.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All done now, and that was really good, wasn't it, Reg?
Very impressive. Great fun.
such a good view.
Yeah, and everyone should do this.
Yeah.
Everyone who comes up here should do it. Great fun.
Very good. I also just wanted to add, I want to say a big thank you to Mark from Discovery Parks Resort in Kings Canyon. He was amazing the whole time we were there, really helpful with booking the helicopter flight and everything like that, and just really friendly staff, and I highly recommend stopping there when you go to Kings Canyon.
Alright, we're hooked up, ready to leave Kings Canyon.
So this is the end of part 1 of Up the Centre. Stay tuned for part 2.